Welcome to the episode of Jay Leno's Garage. You know, the fun thing about having the shop now is sometimes cool stuff just shows up. And I came in this morning and this was here. This is a car that you might recognize. It was at SEMA a couple of years ago. But let's talk to the man responsible, Chris McCollum. Chris, come on in. You're Vice President of B&M Products, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
And they own Hurst?
We do, yes.
Okay, very
we own
cool,
Hurst
very
Performance.
cool. So tell me about this car, the origin of it, what it represents.
This car is a 67 Barracuda. It was actually found at the Spring Fling out here at the Woodley Park a few years ago. And it was purpose-built essentially to represent kind of the original Hurst Hemi Cudas that stormed the Nationals and the World Finals back in the 60s and 70s.
Right. Now the Hemi Cuda obviously had the Hemi in the back seat with the Hemi underglass. I got to ride in that car with,
Did you?
Is it Bob Riggle, I think his name was?
Bob Riggle, yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
brought it to the Tonight Show, and that was a lot of fun.
Did the whole wheel stander thing.
Oh, yeah, that was great fun. That was great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool, very cool.
So essentially we built this car kind of to mimic and kind of harken back to the original days when, you know, Hurst kind of ruled some of those drag strips and was a big name at the racing scene. So we wanted to kind of bring back that and kind of, as well as bring forward kind of what Hurst is doing today.
I always like these Barracudas. They never quite got the credit. A lot of people don't realize the Barracuda actually came out 2 weeks before the Mustang.
Is that right?
But the Mustang, actually, on April 17th, I was one of those kids at the dealership waiting for the free hot dog and the donut, waiting to see the car. But the Barracuda had come out 2 weeks earlier. It didn't cause much of a fuss because the groundswell for the Mustang was growing so quickly.
So large,
you know?
sure.
And this was the second body style. And I always liked this and thought it was an attractive car. What motor do you have in this one?
This has a 408 small block.
Okay, so that would be a 340 taken to
It's actually a 360.
Oh, a 360,
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. What transmission?
It has a Hurst driveline conversion TKO 600.
Okay.
5-speed.
That is a 5-speed.
That's a 5-speed,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, I always thought this was a good-looking car, and of course it's the classic Hurst colors.
Right, yeah, we mimicked it to just like the Hurst Super Stock Hemi Cudas. The paint scheme is essentially the same as it was back in 67 to 69.
Boy, 67 was a long time ago. No headrests. Okay, they'll give you a seatbelt.
Yes, they will do that, yeah.
Yeah. I remember when my dad and I went to buy a car, the salesman showed us, if you roll up the seatbelt and move the seat forward, you can keep the seatbelt stuck in there and you'll never have to see him again.
Nice.
I always remember the salesman telling us that. Yeah. Okay, so suspension changes, any modifications?
Yeah, it
there?
has a Caltrac suspension on it. It has front and rear Hotchkiss system on the sway bars.
Yeah, Hotchkiss does a great job.
They do make an excellent
he
suspension
is
system.
He is the guy to go to if you have any Chrysler product. He did my Ford 7-liter. Was the first time he ever did a Ford, and he did a wonderful job on it. But he's the master when it comes to the Chrysler
he definitely
products,
knows the muscle car.
And tell me about those wheels. Those are center lines?
Those are the centerline wheels.
Yeah.
Very traditional from the 60s, 70 muscle cars.
Right.
Some of the Hurst Hemi Cudas did run those centerline style wheels, which are the drag type wheels. Give it a more traditional stance.
Let's open the hood. Okay, there you go. Is that the first year of the Dual Master, or is it 67, I think?
60. This is actually the first year of the Dual Master.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, 69, huh?
60. This is 67.
I mean 67.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and it's got it's got NDX heads on it, all forged internals.
What kind of horsepower are you making?
This thing is making 500 horse.
Oh, it is 500 horsepower. Wow.
Yeah, 500 torque.
Very nice. And what brakes are on it? The stock brakes?
It has the SSBC brakes on the front, and it's got basically the stock brakes on the rear.
Drums on the rear.
Yeah, it's got the 8 3/4 inch rear end in it.
Right. So it's not heavily modified. Just
not heavily.
Just nicely resto modded, as
Correct,
they say,
yes.
to just bring it up to spec, make it a little bit faster, make it handle a little bit better.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Yep. Oh, a little nitrous in there.
Yeah,
cheating.
Little cheater bottle there.
Now, is it 500 with the nitrous?
That's not including the nitrous, no.
Oh, okay.
A little extra 150 shot on that.
Yeah. Has it got a warmer too, or just just straight nitrous?
Straight nitrous. Yeah.
Okay. And speakers back here? What do we have here?
Yeah, we had a little sound system put in.
Okay. Why would it be in the trunk?
Just to give it a little bit more bass, fill the cabin a little bit better.
Okay. See, I like listening to the engine. If I can just hear the news, that's fine. I never quite
probably
get,
enough,
I never
huh?
quite get
Yeah.
the whole big giant audio deal.
Yeah.
You know. Cool. Let's take a look at the interior. As you can see, the gold trim, which is kind of a Hurst trademark as well.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
We did the whole interior to match the, the exterior of the car, keep it very traditional Hurst black and gold.
Right,
You're probably familiar with some of the white and gold cars that we had done as well.
Right, right.
Those were the typical iconic colors that Hurst has always used.
Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Smaller steering wheel. Is the steering rack stock?
Steering rack is stock, yes.
Okay.
That's the muscle car of today. That's the
Yeah.
Hurst Hemi Challenger.
Yeah.
You've done a couple pieces on those in the past.
Yeah, we've done a few pieces
Yeah.
on this, and it's got the proper Hurst shifter and gearbox in it. Yeah,
Yes.
these are wonderful cars. I was very impressed. I've got one of the very first Challengers. Mine had an automatic. The stick wasn't available when they came out. But,
Right.
I was very impressed with the integrity of the vehicle, just how well it handled, and geez, because I expected it to be a little, I don't know, 60-ish, 1960,
Right.
just
Yeah, exactly.
not at all. I mean, this thing, well, look at the ad. See
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Even in
exactly.
the ad, it can't stay on the
Yeah,
road. Look,
exactly,
it's going
Yeah.
off the road in the ad. Look, it's
Right.
over the double line. Fast, but geez, just a pig. to
Great in a
handle.
straight line,
Oh,
but that's
my
about
God.
it, yeah.
It's amazing how far they've come. I mean, this car stock is faster than this one.
Right.
And this was,
Yeah.
I think, 6.1 to 60. Ooh, that was
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
number
Oh, sure, sure.
back in the day, whereas this is in the 4 somewhere. So
Right.
very good. Well, let's take this one for a ride.
Sure.
Well, it's got plenty of power. John Hotchkiss always does a nice job on suspension for these cars. You get spoiled by adjustable steering columns. This one doesn't have it. Got a few rattles and bangs because it's an old car. Suspension is very good. Powertrain is very good. Doors and windows kind of rattle a little bit, but that's what happens. I'm guessing most of the sound deadening has been removed from the car to keep it lighter, but I like putting that Dynamat stuff in here. It helps keep the noise down. I always thought these second generation Cudas were good looking cars. You know, the first generation Cuda just was basically a Plymouth Valiant with a big slant back window on it, whereas this one has some real style to it. You know, guys would put those big blocks in these things, and I think it kind of hurt the handling. I like the small block engine. I love that 340. That was a great engine, too. But this is a nicely balanced package, and even in second gear. Look at that. Exhaust system should have a bit more throat to it. You know, there's nothing like the sound of glass packs, but this is nice. It's not obnoxious. Could be just a little bit throatier. You know, you always hear that old expression, they don't build them like they used to. And that's good. My 70 Challenger, the build quality was just awful. The center console was held in with 2 sheet metal screws. I mean, the engine, the powertrain was great, but everything else, man. This color combination gets people's eye. I notice as I'm driving, people have cell phone cameras taking a picture of this car. I just love the cars from this era. I don't know whether it's because I was a teenager when these were new, but I'm getting used to this. Like this wheel. There's no airbag, there's no headrest. Got your dorky little seat belt, but a lot of fun. But being a Hurst Barracuda, it's got to do a burnout. The 60s are back. See you next week.
Mm-hmm.